Hey, what's going on, guys? JC the Lawn Care Guy here of Lawn Squad Mowing, and in today's video we're going to be doing a flow rate comparison between Echo's RB-100S spreader versus EARTHWAY's F80 EV-N spreader. So stay tuned, guys. Guys, so what we have here to the left is my EARTHWAY EV-N F80 spreader. This I purchased a few years ago, and if you saw in my channel, I did a video of this and a lot of the things that I did not like about the spreader. As far as a quality standpoint, there were a few issues. Over here is the Echo RB-100S fertilizer spreader, and this has a 100 pound bin in order to throw your fertilizer in. These are two fairly somewhat comparable spreaders, and we're going to do a test today as far as flow rates. Now, flow rates are very important because we want a consistent spread in our fertilizers, and I'm going to show you, spoiler alert, how this one performs much better than the Echo RB-100S. All right, so for this experiment, we're gonna be using pool filter sand, and what I'm gonna end up doing is throwing in the same exact amount of pool filter sand in the Echo spreader along with the EARTHWAY spreader. We're gonna spread that throughout the lawn. As far as settings, we're gonna make sure that they're both pretty much comparable. So if you look back here, this is the one good thing I do like about the Echo spreader, is that it gives you a chart, a comparison chart. We're gonna go ahead and use number 15 on the dial for the Echo spreader. And if you can see just right underneath, it'll tell you what the equivalent setting is for the EARTHWAY spreader. So that one's 17, the Echo is 15, this EARTHWAY's 17. So we have these set already on that number. And what we're gonna go ahead and do is, like I said before, throw the exact same amount of sand into this spreader along with this spreader as well. The one thing about the Echo spreader, I do like it, but however, whenever any type of product reaches a certain level, as you can see here, this is flat. So if you're walking on a flat surface, or if you're applying on a flat surface, most of the time the product that's in the hopper kind of tends to sit and stand alone and has trouble going through these holes. So that's one big issue that I had, especially when you're applying products that are highly concentrated and you don't need too much product to apply. A lot of it just sits, and it's kind of tough to get that product out of the spreader. Whereas the EARTHWAY has these like a funnel type of design where it directs the product into this little area, sort of like an hourglass when you flip it and the sand goes through. It constantly brings the product through the hopper and onto the lawn. So at the very end, you have little, if any, product left in your hopper. So this kind of helps continue the flow. And that's what I like about this EARTHWAY spreader more so than I do the Echo spreader. If this Echo spreader had that design, then it would be the perfect spreader in my opinion. But this is the one big issue that I had with this one. The big issue I had with this was just basically the quality on the product as a whole, as far as the cheap plastic parts. If you saw my previous video on my channel, I did a video specifically on this spreader, and I talked a lot about the dislikes that I had with it. So if you want to check that out, be sure to check, look for that through on my channel. There's a video. It's just you'll find it on the channel. But yeah, if you guys saw that video, you know my thoughts on this unit. But as far as performance, it does do a great job. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the sand in each of these spreaders, spread it across the lawn, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so we got our bucket and our sand here, and here's a UAG quick tip. I'm gonna coin that term, UAG quick tip. If you wanna measure the amount of product that you're putting in the bucket, I use a luggage scale to weigh it. So if, for example, you have to throw 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet, I just use this luggage scale, put it around the handle, and weigh exactly how much I have. So that's a good tip to kind of save some money and put exact product down on a property. So anyways, we're not gonna do that today. We're just gonna fill it to the exact same line. And once we get that sand, we're gonna go ahead and throw that exact same sand into the Echo and the same amount of sand into the EARTHWAY spreader. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so for our test area, we're gonna use the same exact area for each spreader. We're gonna go ahead and try it first with the EARTHWAY F80. Again, we have the same exact amount of sand in each of these spreaders. So this is gonna go fairly quickly. We're gonna go ahead and set up over here and just proceed to kind of walk this area and see what the flow rate is for each of these spreaders. So let's give it a try. All right, so we're gonna be setting up here. Again, we're using this area for both spreaders, and this is going to go fairly quickly because the setting on the dial is fairly large. So we're just going to go ahead and try to walk this as best as we can and see how quickly the sand goes through and how much of a good flow rate each spreader produces. So let's go ahead and just open this up and walk along with me. Let's go. All right, now that about wraps it up with the EARTHWAY spreader. As you can see, all the product pretty much went through with the exception of just this kind of leftover stuff, which isn't a big deal. But you could see when I was walking through how it kind of pulled the product down because of the hourglass or the funnel type of design here. So let's go ahead and do it, use the Echo spreader and see how that one performs. All right, guys, so same exact starting point, same exact area. This time we're using the Echo RB-100S, and we have the exact same amount of sand in the hopper. Once we open this, it's gonna fairly go pretty fast because the spreader opening is fairly large. But again, we have the same exact amount of sand, same exact area, and this should go fairly quickly, but let's see how it performs. And open. So you can see the spread's not really spreading out through much. It's because this product is kind of sitting. As you can see, it's not going through all the way. It's not flowing through. It's taking a little while. The spread is inconsistent. It's taking a lot longer to spread the product. As I hit a bump or two, it'll start shifting. I'm gonna call it at that because I'm getting tired. But this took a lot longer, and it was only moving whenever I hit a bump or whatever. So I have a fairly bumpy lawn, and that's what's allowing some of it to kind of go through. But as you can see, you have these 3 openings, and everything else is sitting just aside. Now, I didn't stop this video, I continuously went through. I'm getting tired because I'm running, but as you saw with the EARTHWAY, it went through a lot quicker, a lot more consistent. There were times, if you noticed, I'm not sure if the video showed it, but the broadcast it was throwing out was very inconsistent because not enough product was going through the holes here. So let's try to finish this off and see where we're at. even after that, you still have some product here. That's quite a bit, not that much as before. But again, keep in mind, if you're applying on a level lawn or a fairly level lawn, you're gonna have more product out here than what I had. As you can see, this kind of slopes, there's a lot of bumps, there's a lot of divots, and that's what's benefiting this spreader into allowing the product to go through it. But again, on a golf course green or on a nicely leveled lawn, you're gonna run into this issue. And that's the one thing I don't like about this spreader, because I use a lot of products that are highly concentrated. Now, that means you don't have to throw so much into the spreader, and it usually involves between 2 pounds per 1,000 square feet, 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. And because of that, again, like I said, there's very little amount of product to throw into the spreader. And once it reaches this flat level surface here, it makes it very difficult to get an even and consistent spread across your lawn. Whereas the EARTHWAY did a great job in continuously flowing through. That's the problem that I'm having with this Echo RB-100S. Otherwise, besides this is an excellent high quality build spreader. That's the only thing I would change on this. And if that change is made, then I think it would be a perfect spreader, but I just have an issue with that flat surface. Hope that helped, guys. Stay tuned for more videos, more content. If you're interested, be sure to check out www.echomeansbusiness.com for questions, tips from all types of lawn care professionals and hardscape professionals. Download the app via the Google Play Store or the App Store on iTunes or Apple. And check back for some more content later on, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon. Take care.